Hello everyone! It's me, Lisa, back with another round of Why Won't He Love Me? Also known as Hakuoki Kyoto wins. So, good times. Let's go ahead and start off today with our normal mantras, everyone. Thank you to Yev, Nomad, Doomsayer, and DLP, as well as BACKBLAZE for keeping the lights going, helping us out, and being all around magical human beings. We totally love that about you. If you don't have a BACKBLAZE, get a BACKBLAZE. It's good to have. So today we're gonna continue on our journey to get Hesuke to love me, cause God's damn it, he will. Cause I love him. Well, I mean, you know, as much as one can love a fictional character on a video game. Yes. We were doing a lot better last time. If you were with me last time, it was good times. It was good times. Yeah. So, I'm gonna... My tea timer is going off. I'm gonna fish the tea bag out of my cup. Today's tea, brought to you by JC and Tony, is an Earl Grey from Disneyland, served to me in a cauldron. Because it is almost September, and nothing makes me happier. Time for tea and Otome Wednesdays. Indeed. Thanks, Draven. If there was anything more me, I don't know what it is. Because tea time and Otome Wednesdays is pretty much like top tier Lisa. Alright. Let's get this party started, shall we? Gonna go through some stuff, get some things, press and start, continuing. Yes, we'll load that game. And so, the long night broke. The captains, the Shinsengumi, gathered in the common room. Okay, everyone, don't worry. The hardest part for him is over. The room collectively breathed a sigh of relief. So, how is Sanan? Hey Swags, welcome in! So Sanan must have just taken the serum, or elixir, or medicine, or whatever they're calling it here. Oh no! Maybe he just got home with his busted arm. Oh, he did take the elixir. Okay, so Sanan has gone crazy like the others? Inoue simply shook his head. We won't know for sure until he wakes up. Well, we've done this before, so let's go ahead and, like, get through, because that motherfucker showed up and nobody likes him. Nobody likes Ito. Mickey's at least cute, but he's still a bitch. Yep, you know. Sanan's dead. Sorry, guys. It's some crazy shit. Sanan-san. You sure you should be up and about? I'm only a little drained, sore. A side effect of my new condition, I suppose. Those who have taken the draft often find activity during daylight hours to be especially taxing. Sanan looked a little pale, but it didn't look too difficult for him to be standing up and speaking. Actually, DM, the license plate said no dog, like N-O-D-O-G, no dog. It would have been cooler if it was yo dog. But if it's hard for him, to move during the day, I am no longer a human being. Those words sunk our hearts heavily. Even captains fell silent to his solemn admission. Oh, Sanan, who cares? I still love you. How's your arm? Has it healed? I haven't fully recovered yet, so I would withhold any final judgment, but... He lifted his arm, the arm that before had hung limp at his side, and he flexed his hand. It didn't look any different than before his injury. It seems to have been healed. At the very least, it is no longer a hindrance. Thank goodness, in spite of the chaos from last night, his wish to use his arm once again came true. However, bitches be crazy. Yeah, Sanan lost his mind. Nagakura doesn't get it. He's upset by the whole serum thing. Sanan's crazy. Hijikata's mad because his wife is fucking weird now. We all know Hijikata wanted Sanan. Saito agrees. We intended to begin research again and then move if it's more urgent. Alright, everyone. Even though none of you got much sleep, we need to attend to business. Yukimura, you go back to your room. I know you didn't sleep much. Okay, understood. Please excuse me. Shirei-shimasu. Sanankata? Sanankata? Nande kore? What does that mean, DM? Oh, Hijikata and Sanan! Yes. Hi. I would say Hijinan, personally, because we all know Hijikata's on top. And that's how shipping names work. Ooh, so good. I bowed to everyone and left the room. I'm happy that Sanan was safe, but a whole fury of new concerns arose. Learning of my father's horrible work, what will become of me? Will I be safe? Such thoughts buzzed heavily in my head as I walked back to my room. Bum, bum, bum. I'm gonna move that mouse out of the way. Fucking drive me crazy. Nobody said anything. Shit. 1865, June. Our emperor had passed, and our new year moved from the 2nd of Ganji to the 1st of Kale. It was 3 months since we'd moved headquarters to Nishi Hongwanji. There's a lot more room, but more room meant, well, further to walk. I'm complaining because I have to walk everywhere. I'd walked through it almost every day for weeks, and I was finally beginning to learn my way around. As I turned a corner near the back of the compound, I caught sight of someone sitting in the shadows. There you are, Sanan. Your food is ready. Oh, hello. Thank you. The snow disappeared, the cherry blossoms bloomed and fled, and now the swallows and heat came. Back in my day, we walked everywhere all the time. I always love JC's laugh track in the background. I'm not sure what I did this time to cause it, because we all know they're watching me, and specifically only me. JC. Yeah, Sanan and I exchanged a pair of smiles, and I held out my hands to let the breeze brush across them. It's really gotten warm lately. Yes, it has. Unfortunately, the increased sunshine has been more unpleasant for me than the heat. Really? I completely forgot that you're not human anymore and have a hard time in the daylight. I didn't think the sun was particularly strong that day, but to Sanan, who hid in the shadows out of sight during the day, it must have been unbearable. Because, you know, vampire. The night he changed. Sanan's hair turned white, and in his eyes was a thirst for blood. But looking at his peaceful smile now made it hard to imagine such a night was real. If someone told me it was all a bad dream, I would have believed it. It wasn't a dream, though, and now Sanan spends his days hiding from the sunlight and from others. But just then, in the light, his hair turned white. I don't know if it was a trick of the light, or simply my mind being foolish, but in that moment, his hair was brilliant white. Is something the matter? You look as though you've seen a ghost, which I hardly feel is polite. Oh, Sanan. Oh, nothing at all. He looked perfectly normal now, of course. Surely, I thought, I must have simply imagined it. Even if I had, there was no denying that he was the same man who went mad with bloodlust. And then he sparkled, and thousands of fans were enraged. Right? They were supposed to look like marble, not like disco balls. The fear of the night cast a shadow of my heart. It was unnerving. Hesuke, oh yay, Hesuke! Hesuke and I made our way through the crowded as usual streets of Kyoto at a brisk pace. I just keep all of my feelings so close to my chest. It's very hard. I'm a very closed book. No one knows what I'm feeling ever. It's very rough to read my emotions. You know, I haven't gone out on patrol with you in quite a while, Hesuke. Huh? Oh yeah, I guess not. Edo had me pretty busy. So, how has it been while I was gone? Fucking unbearable. Ugh, Shin and Sano didn't bug you while I was gone, did they? Everything was fine, and they were very kind to me. Ah, that's good. Sokana. So, any updates on your dad? Did you find any leads? None at all. Ah, I see. I stopped by your old place in Edo with the information you gave me, and gently rolled around in your futon and smelled all your sheets and looked through all your things and read your diary and anyway, but well, there were no signs of anyone returning. Seriously, I wondered where he went. The somberness of Hesuke's expression started to rub off on me. Now I was depressed. Oh, thank you for taking the time to look anyway. There's nothing to thank me for. God damn it, he's so cute. I mean, the fact you're not allowed to come and go as you please is completely our fault. Hesuke? Hesuke stopped himself mid-sentence, which was jarring. Anyone else it would be creepy, but because it's just you, it's endearing. How's your ma? Ever since he returned from Edo, he's looked glum. Hey, Hesuke? How about you? It's been a while since you were in Kyoto. Does it seem different from Edo? Well, I sort of feel like the town has changed, and so have the people. Huh? I wondered what was going through his head. Did something happen to him in Edo? His sudden change of character confused me. Hesuke's head jerked up slightly, and he looked across the street. He stood on his toes and waved. Oi! Soji! Ah, Soji! Find anything over there? Oh, Soji. Nope. Everything's normal. Okita was out on patrol as well, although his route took him through a different part of the city. Well, normal for now at least. I'm sure things will pick up once the Shogun gets here. The Shogun's coming to visit Kyoto? Yep. It's got Kondo all worked up too. Kondo truly respects Shogun Iemochi. Ah, I see. I hope it turns out well. Right, Hesuke? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I bet he is. Oh, Hesuke. Something had really gotten into him. I glanced at Okita to see if he noticed anything. Oh, but Okita's dying of consumption. Maybe if we get a lull. I'm curious about this away team / at home variations of the outer coats kimonos they wear. Oh, so yeah, so when they're patrolling the streets in the daytime, they wear the blue kimono, the blue howdy with the white triangles on the sleeves as a quick way to see each other because the blue is such an uncommon color during this time. But at night, when they go on night patrol or when they hit like when they do the raids at night, they wear the inverse, so it's white howdy with the blue triangles on the sleeves because it's easier to recognize each other at night because the white shines through the dark. So that's kind of the reason why they wear the two different colors. Okita, are you all right? We all have consumption. I'm fine. I think I just caught a cold or something. Okita. Ah, I see. Well, please take care of yourself. I have medicine to treat colds, so I'll give you some when we return. Oh yeah? Thanks. I guess having you around comes in handy sometimes. What's the matter? Okita's eyes looked past me, and suddenly something caught his attention to my side. Whoa, whoa, what do you mean, no? Grab. Bum, bum, bum. Stop it, let go of me. Alright, we're gonna argue, we're gonna go stop them. Everyone goes over there. Okita's so cool. Hesuke's adorable. Everybody runs away because they're cowards. But we save the girl. Oh, look, she's so pretty. That's strange. Doesn't she look like me, Okita? But wait, I don't know that. That's weird. I don't know what I look like as a person anymore because I've been dressed as a boy for so long. I'm not sure I recognize myself in this girl. But she's so nice and has such a proper way of speaking, and she's really pretty, but, you know, I don't think I look anything like her, and Hesuke's confused because he thinks I look different because I think he secretly likes me as a boy. And then we go home. Temple was much larger than the compound in Mibu, as advertised. The whole Shinsengumi could gather in one common room with space to spare. As Kondo spoke, his voice echoed grandly throughout the hall. Standing before Kondo were the many proud men under his leadership, with glowing expressions. By now, I imagine you all heard that Iemochi Tokugawa, the 14th shogun of the Tokugawa shogunate, will be visiting our city of Kyoto. The Shinsengumi have been asked to guard him as he passes through the city on his way to Nijo Castle. Oh, we're gonna guard the shogun? Oh my gosh, what a promotion. This is exciting. I'm so happy. Wow, things are great. Oh, finally something worthy of our time. Oh, if Sanan were alive, he'd be so happy. Oh, fucking crocodile tears in that bitch. Oh, Todo's so happy, but don't waste your time thinking about other things. Because we all know he's actually still alive. But Soji's sick, so he's not allowed to go. Don't give me that crap. Now that his first wife is dead, Hijikata is definitely moving in on Soji. Hesuke doesn't care at all that you two look identical and doesn't think about it at all later alone. Never. Ah. Just shut up and go to bed, Soji. I gave Okita some pretty strong medicine not too long ago. I wonder if that didn't work. Or maybe he doesn't have a cold, but rather he's inhaling dust from a lack of the cleaning here. Bums me out that Kondo dies he does die a stupid death, and it's so stupid. Then suddenly, someone raised his hand. What's the matter, Hesuke? Something on your mind? Kondo, I'm not feeling so great either. You too, Hesuke. You better take care of yourself. This is our time to shine. I was hoping to have all of us there to greet the Shogun. Yeah, sorry. My baby doesn't like the Shogun. I'm gonna stay here. Oh, that's right. He's telling me I have to go. Practically one of you. That's so nice of you. Could I really go? I hesitate for a moment, confused, and Okita laughed. Why don't you go? Doesn't seem too dangerous either. Yeah, the Choshu domain can't come in or out of Kyoto, so I'm pretty sure there'll be no fights. Thanks, Hesuke. But I should stay here with you! Just a little concerned about a person like me who's not a warrior coming along, but I was feeling emotionally strained with no leads to my father turning up on the rounds. I'll go. Alright then. Alright, we're gonna go. I'm gonna brace myself. Don't know why I didn't stay home with Hesuke. Stupid. Nijo Castle was a place for the Shogun to stay on his way to the capital. It's been a while since the Shogun actually stayed in it, though. We'd meet the Shogun on the road and began our escort 30 minutes earlier and arrived at the castle relatively recently. But now I imagine Kondo, Nagakura, Inoue, and the men were greeting the officials and other important people in the Shogun's retinue. Well, I've got a job to do too. It was my job to tell soldiers when to change shifts and carry messages back and forth. A glorified errand girl, in other words. I don't see myself as being useless, though. I think. I've come with a message. Ah, Miki. What? You're the messenger? This isn't a playground, you know. He's so pretty. Such a dick. Well, I'm not here to play. Huh? Is that so? Then what could someone like you, who can't even use a sword, do for anyone? Well, I've come here to do what I can do. Would you mind if we stop playing games? Fucking tell him. Speak. The chief is currently going around paying his respects to the people in the castle. Everyone else continue with the guard. Message received. Huh? That's it? It's so simple? What's up with you and your dumb face? Surprised I listened to your message? Dumb face. Oh, well, no, a job is a job. I don't plan on making it personal. Alright, you delivered your message. Get out of here. Okay. Spend less time in your hair and more on your swordsplay. Miki and I never really got into the best of terms, but maybe he's more a responsible person. After he shooed me away, I continued attending to my duties as a messenger. Bum, bum, bum. In the surroundings of Nijo Castle, I could see the warriors wearing a white uniform, which was different than the afternoon uniform. Maybe you can change him. Maybe I can change him. I don't know. I don't think you can play his line in this game. Maybe in the other one, because I do have the other one where it takes place in Edo. Maybe we get to change Miki. They don't seem too nervous. But I guess it makes sense. Some of the imperial nationalist extremists were driven out of Kyoto, and many warriors fled. There was no way anything would Gasp. Oh no! Someone's here! I know that feeling! It's gross! Someone's looking at me! Bloodlust! My eyes were drawn to the roof where no one would think to look. No one but me would look here! Where no one would think to look, a large wall cast a shadow shielding a section of the roof from the moonlight. There they stood. Bum, bum, bum! Shiranui, Kazuma, and Amagiri. You! So, you've noticed us. Not too slow, then. They looked very distinctive, unlike any soldiers I'd seen before. But 3 sets of piercing eyes scattered my thoughts, making it hard to think. Bad boys, bad boys. What we gonna do? Because they're totally here for me! I had recognized them. Now I had to put names to faces. Chikage Kazuma. Kyuju Amigiri. Kyo Shiranui. They were connected to both the Satsuma and the Choshu, and they made an effort to impede the Shinsengumi at Ikeda and at the Hamaguni. Why? Why are you here? You mean how did we get here, right? I do like that Shiranui has, like, fangs, like pronounced fangs. That makes me happy. Well, the answer is simple. Man-made obstacles like these are shit to a demon. We are here for a specific purpose. That is you, Chizuru Yukimura. We are here for you. What? I still don't understand your perfectly plain words. My heart was pounding so hard it could burst. Why do these men know my name? I don't understand. A demon? What do you mean? What are you here for? He literally just told you he was here for us. Anyway, no, you must be joking. How could you ask what a demon is? Perhaps you're the one joking here. He stepped forward, cloaked in shadows. When Amagiri spoke, it was calm and peaceful, as if he were reasoning with a frightened child. 'Cause he is. Do your injuries heal quickly? I held my breath. Do you heal from injuries faster than any human could? How does he know my secret? I've never revealed that to anyone before. Well, words struggled to come to mind, and just as I was about to deny their accusations... What the hell? Maybe it'll just be quicker if we just give her a demonstration. Shiranui's gun glistened eerily. Shiranui, do you intend on injuring such a rare female demon? Hey, don't tell me what to do. The kid's being stubborn, so what can I do? After Kazuma glared at Shiranui, his eyes drifted toward the kodachi at my hip again. You don't need words. Her family name is a demon's, and she carries the demon of the East Kodachi. This is proof enough. My family name? What was wrong with Yukimura? I didn't understand what he was saying, and the cold sweat started inching down my spine. Then again, it isn't as though we need your permission to kidnap you. I mean, it'd be nice if you had my permission to kidnap me. Female demons are rare. Now come with me. His hand stretched out from the darkness, pale and grasping like the tentacle of some hideous, stubborn, subterranean monster. Shwing! Then a blade flickered through the night. Ah. Whoa there, pal. Trying to pick up chicks in a back alley? That's not creepy at all. You again. The culture and the nose of a dog, I see. One could say the same of you. Harada, Saito! My legs almost collapsed. Now Saito and Harada are gonna protect me. Blah blah blah. Hijikata comes, tells me to stay behind him. Gonna get mad at Kazuma. Tell them they're demons. They're not gonna understand. Shit's going down. Everyone's got a reputation. Shit's gonna explode. Yamazaki shows up. Susumu. He's gonna save me. I've been ordered to return you to headquarters. Then you're telling me to run away? Exactly. Even if you were here, there would be nothing you could do. Thanks for reminding me I'm useless. Okay. What do I want to do? I could stay, or I could go back to the headquarters. Well, if I stay, I get in the way. Ooh, Jaws! How fun! But if I go back to the headquarters, then obviously I'm there with Hesuke and Okita. Let's go back to the headquarters. Even as I ran back to the headquarters with Yamazaki, I couldn't shake the fear in my heart. When I finally got to the compounds, I still felt nervous, and I could do nothing but stare into the blank darkness behind me. So many Naruto jokes. You're fine now. I'm sure they can't follow you here. Oh, sweet thing. I mean, they said they were demons, but I feel really bad saying this when you're worried, but I must return to the commander. If everyone is out to protect the Shogun, then most of the warriors aren't going to be here. I think it's most safe for you to be here with Okita or Todo. Okay, understood. Well, I'll leave the rest to you. Run away! With that, he disappeared back into the darkness. My brain, like, literally just turned off for a whole second, y'all. Sorry about that. Suddenly, the night felt very quiet. The word demon echoed through my head, and their faces floated in front of my eyes. I shook my head. As the temple came back into focus, I felt very, very alone. As Yamazaki said, I should go find Okita or Hesuke. But whom should I look for? Bada Hesuke. The night compounds that I'm so used to felt like a place I didn't know. Nearly all of the members of the Shinsengumi left to guard the Shogun. Wow, okay. Aww. We do appreciate you popping in, Jaws. It's been too long. Okay. Nearly all of the members of the Shinsengumi left to guard the Shogun, which meant the compound was still, cold, and oddly silent. So when I spotted Hesuke, I was quite relieved. Hesuke? Huh? Chizuru? What are you doing here all alone? Did you guys already finish with the Shogun? Actually, I didn't know where to start, stumbling over my words more often than not. I poured out the whole story. At the mention of Amigiri, the man who'd wounded Hesuke at Ikeda, he scowled. That guy came to Nijo Castle. And not only that, they came for you? Yeah. Are you sure they weren't mistaken? Maybe they mixed you up with someone else. I don't think so. I don't know how, but they knew my name. I see. That's kind of creepy. Yeah, it's creepy, or stick with tried and true. It's all right now, though, because I'm with you. You said I'm not special. But I'm all right now, right? Yay. Yep. You don't have to worry so long as you're here. I'll be with you. Oh, Hesuke. Arigatou gozaimashita. He pounded his chest with one fist and grinned. I felt a little better. There was something about his bravado that was somehow comforting. But wait, I thought you didn't feel well. Shouldn't you be resting inside? Or better yet, I'll prepare some medicine. About that. Actually, the truth is, I'm fine. I lied. Uso. Usotsuke. What? Why? He looked at me for a moment, then shook his head in defeat. I didn't want to leave to guard the Shogun. What? What do you mean, you didn't want to go? Why? Hesuke seemed to be unsure whether to open up, and he looked up at the night sky for a moment. Eventually, he slowly, but quietly, continued speaking. Well, Kondo, Hijikata, the shogunate, they all respect Imochi very much. But I just can't get myself to feel the same way. What do you mean by that? I was in disbelief that he would admit such a thing, so I had to ask. I don't think you know since you haven't been back to Edo lately, but in Edo, you can see foreigners building all these towers, setting up shop like they own the place. But it seems like the officials of the shogunate don't think anything of that. Does he really plan on expelling the foreigners? It's starting to make me feel like he has no interest in protecting the civilians of Edo. So under these circumstances, here comes the shogun. It left a bad taste in my mouth. Besides, you heard about it, right? About that serum? My heart pounded. I did. That was all orders given by the shogunate. Kondo believed that if we worked hard and showed some results, someday the shogunate would approve of our efforts, but I can't shake this feeling knowing there's a high chance they'll just use us, throw us away. Hesuke? Oh, don't get me wrong, though. I'm not saying that I have an issue with how Kondo and Hijikata are running things. I mean, I really do like them and respect them enough that I moved all the way to Kyoto with them. Hesuke's eyes were filled with confusion and pain, and it hurt my heart seeing them. To be in the predicament of not knowing what's right or wrong, and how confident being loyal to something you don't believe in. So, was that why you invited Ito to the Shinsengumi? Yeah. Ito is very in tune with politics, and he keeps up with trends and has a lot of connections. I would have thought he might lead the troops into a good direction. Well, at least better than now. As any group grows, it must begin to accept people with differing viewpoints. Size and human nature simply decrees it cannot be tightly focused forever. So as long as the Shinsengumi fight in the front lines of any war, it would lose friends to death. But how many might it lose, I wonder, to differences of opinion? I did my best to put the thought far from my mind. Enjoy the present. Don't worry about the future. That was what I truly believed, and I quietly looked up at the starry sky. Since then, once the rest of the men returned, there was a meeting among the captains. The subject of that meeting was the 3 men at Nijo Castle: Chikage Kazuma, Kyuju Amagiri, and Kyo Shiraryui. They called themselves demons, and their previous encounters with the Shinsengumi suggested they were somehow involved with the Satsuma and Choshu. The Satsuma were the most powerful domain in the opposition domain, and the Choshu are publicly expressive of their dissent toward the shogunate. The Choshu are essentially enemies of the court. I don't know how the 3 men are supposedly affiliated with the domains, but it was abundantly clear that they are not to be dealt with carelessly. There was another problem, however. Why had they come for me? They said that I was one of them, and they knew about my family name and my kodachi. But how? My name is Chizuru Yukimura. I am the daughter of my father and my mother. I am a normal girl, nothing out of the ordinary, except for the fact that I have superhuman healing powers. But who am I? Who will it be? I know you just got threatened to a kidnapping, but let me share my political beliefs here in the dark instead of smooching. He'll come around. June 1864. The compound was alive with noise and movement. I passed several soldiers in the hall, each one of them excited about something. What was going on? This is unconscionable. Never in all my life. Ito, is something wrong? Yes. Yes, I'd say everything is wrong. Why should I be made to bear my skin in the same room as those savages? Oh. This always makes me think of that scene. This always makes me think of that scene in Mulan when all the men are going to the watering hole to like swim in the lake, and the head dude with the tall hat is you know upset because they're making fun of him and his fancy slippers. It's kind of what that brings me there all the time. My eyebrows! No one told me they looked like this the entire time. For real. Ito's explanation was useless. I was completely confused. Is there something going on today? Ito did his best to collect himself, shakily adjusting his hair and clothing before he spoke. Someone claiming to be a doctor, whom Kodo met on his visit to the shogun, has arrived. He's conducting physical examinations. With a disdainful sniff, he glared pointedly across the hall toward the area he'd just left. A man just like his explanation. Useless. The men were getting physical checkups, that much I knew, given my particular situation. I'd been exempted by the captains, who also gave me special instructions to stay away. That hairless monster. Ugh, I mean that doctor. He demanded I remove my clothes in front of everyone. When I refused, as any decent man would, he tried to remove them himself. By force! The rest of them just stood there. What sort of uncultured savages are they? Savages seemed a bit strong. At any rate, perhaps I should go see what a physical entailed. I was a doctor's daughter after all, and I have no idea what a physical examination entails. What's this doctor's name? I believe he called himself Ryojun Matsumoto. What? Wait, Dr. Matsumoto? What's up with that reaction? Do you know him? When I first came to Kyoto, my plan was to find Dr. Matsumoto. My father told me that I could rely on one man if I ever needed anything. Well, he picked the wrong man, just saying. Unfortunately, he was away on business when I'd arrived, and after that, I'm going to watch the physical exams. Gotta run, gotta see all these naked men. There was no time to waste. Oh my, so you want to see those savages. What peculiar taste. Ito, you have no idea. Is this it? I can hear voices from inside. Oh, the scene froze me in place. Alright, next.
Oh,
Ah, Shinpachi. Look at my nipples. What do you think? You're looking at the amazing product of years of training. Oh, Hesuke. I think it's your head the doctor ought to be looking at, for real. What's that? You say you want me to beat the daylights out of you? You're fine, Shinpachi Nagakura. Now get. Next. Well, hold on. You gotta get a good look at this. That is a sweet necklace from David Buster's. No, you're quite fine. Healthy as a horse, and I've seen quite enough. Thank you. I think, weirdly enough, my favorite person in this picture, is Soji. Just, he'd like to be anywhere but here right now. I'm just saying, I don't really think you've had time to fully examine. Don't you want to order a slice of this beefcake? I got 2 meaty servings on a plate right here. Oh, Shinpachi. A medical examination is for finding problems, not showing off. Now move. Oh, Saito. It wasn't difficult to see why Ito was desperate to escape. I couldn't imagine him as part of such a display. What should I do? I feel like it's rude to intrude. Yukimura, what are you doing here? Is something the matter? You're not supposed to be here because they might tell you to take your clothes off. Oh, I heard Dr. Matsumoto was here. Even though I already had. Yamazaki didn't look like he was in a mood to tolerate my snooping, so I went to the point. I see. I take it you aim to speak with him, right? I have been briefed on everything regarding your situation. I think I know what you're doing. However, the physicals are taking some time. Will you leave this to me? What should I do? I don't think I've made this decision before, because neither of them are in blue. Eat! I trust him. Yes, please. Are you sure? Then yes, please do. Okay. Yamazaki went over to Dr. Matsumoto. Pardon. Please allow me to look after those whose symptoms are minor. Why don't you take a little break? Speaking of a break. I'll take you up on your offer. I waited outside for Dr. Matsumoto until he stepped out of the examination room. Excuse me? Yes? He looked at me for a moment. His eyes narrowed in curiosity. I need to fetch some more medicines, so maybe it's a good time for a break. Can you give me a hand? Oh, yes, of course. What luck? Dr. Matsumoto. Ah, Dr. Matsumoto. Yes. Hello, Yukimura. Oh, hi, Kondo. I see you found her already. Yes, thanks to you. What? I noticed you're milady. A lack of Adam's apple. Milady. Uh-huh. I was utterly lost. Turns out he knows me. He's been looking for me. And Kondo found him. Sweet man. Brought him back to me. Oh, Dr. Matsumoto. Shit's weird. Everyone knows it is. Oh, please tell me about it. He nodded. Now we're making Furies of night demons. Furies come out. They come and they want to drink. They want to drink your blood. They want to eat you, and not the fun way. Dr. Matsumoto nodded slowly and pinched the ridge of his nose with his thumb and forefinger. He looked very tired. So you know about that too. Yes. Yes, they're human, but they're not. There's something wrong with them. Why? What a weird question. My father would never want to ruin the life of another, but because of what he'd done, people suffered, and somebody even died. Why was my father doing this? But it wasn't just my father. I was sure no one involved expected such a terrible outcome. Perhaps that's why Kodo left. His conscience would no longer allow him to continue. But the water of life is an opportunity given to us by the Shogun to help strengthen the Shinsengumi. The doctor only shook his head. It was an experiment and it has failed. You should put it behind you. I'm sure the Shogunate has abandoned it as well. Kondo stepped forward, perhaps unhappy that Dr. Matsumoto would question the Shogunate's original decision. You've seen what happens to the men that's tested on. Kondo, it cannot be allowed to continue. This experiment is inhumane and you know it. Isami listened to reason. Kondo gave a non-committal grunt and fell silent. I was sure Kondo knew just how dangerous it was to use the water of life, but the Shogunate had come to him with a request. And he was whipped. So he's got to take care of it. Perhaps he can refuse even if he wanted to. The silence became thick. I understand that you are the Shogunate's designated doctor, but you are not one of us, and an outsider has no right to object. Sanan? His face was pale as moonlight, as if he was a walking corpse. Is it okay for you to be up right now? Shouldn't you be resting, Sanan? You look pale. Don't worry about me. He bowed quickly, his mouth compressed into a line, and turned to regard the doctor with a cool gaze. We use this treatment effectively, and at our own discretion. It's dangerous and far too strong. We have continued Kodo's research. I am, as you can see, living proof, so to speak. As Sanan did indeed prove, it was possible to drink the water of life and retain your sanity. It just wasn't easy. Perhaps you're right, but that could also mean that you're forcing your body in ways the eyes can't see. I am perfectly healthy. I respectfully disagree. With continued research and modification, we will have more successes and fewer casualties. Do you plan on sacrificing more of your men in order to have more successes? Using your men to experiment with things that put them in danger comes off as a disregard for life. It's a disgrace. The men who gave their lives are the foundation of our work. They did not die in vain. Everyone disagrees, everyone's yelling, everyone's nice, be friends. Kondo tells everyone to calm down. Everyone's a headache. The amount of injured and sick warriors is nearly a third of your force. Yeah, we're not taking care of the boys very well. Cuts, laceration, bowel pain. This entire place is lousy, with, well, lice for one. Perfectly happy, except for the paleness and fatigue in daylight. Ticking time bomb of crazy. Seriously, I'm so embarrassed to hear this. I would have never imagined. First, you need to set aside a room dedicated to medical care. Sick men can be sent there. Second, you need to clean this place up. Otherwise, I won't be able to help you. Okay, everyone, wash your hands for at least 20 seconds. Sing a song. Alright, gotta clean up the place. Everyone's mad. They find a rat. It's not a big deal. You gotta clean up shit. A couple of people are too good to be cleaning. Oh my goodness, look at this place. I'm gonna get out of here. Oh, we're gonna kiss someone else's ass. Thanks for helping. And bitching the entire time. Sing Black Parade whilst washing your hands. Pretty Mickey indeed. Dr. Matsumoto came the next day to inspect the cleanliness of compounds and thinks it's pretty good. Just like Shinpachi, it's all in good shape. It's so nice seeing the place clean. If only y'all would clean up after yourself more often. I'll help you, Hesuke. Oh yeah? We'll take it on together. You and me alone. Forget Shin. Mr. Clean approves indeed. Hey, wait a minute. I didn't say I wasn't gonna do it. Shinpachi, there's some trash over there. Go throw it away. We aren't starting until tomorrow, right, Hesuke? Stop running around like that. We just cleaned and you're already kicking up dust. Oh. Okay, everyone's just gonna walk. I could just see Okita and Dr. Matsumoto outside, walking off together somewhere. Uh-oh. Alright, so last time I followed him... If I follow him, I get to hear what's going on. And then someone's gonna find me watching. But if I stay here with the loud boys, then maybe I get to hang out with Hesuke a little more. So let's hang out with Hesuke. I was worried for Okita, but he'd been fine he'd be fine as long as Dr. Matsumoto was with him. After the excitement wound down, I excused myself and went back to work. These boys are messy, and I got a lot of work cut out for me. I was outside sweeping, bamboo broom in hand, that's a hard one to say, when he appeared. What are you doing here? Don't come any closer. His voice was so deep that it felt like it was exhumed from the depths of the earth, cowering me. Slowly, I turned around. You have the pure blood of a demon running in your veins, and yet you run errands and clean up for a pack of humans? Kazuma! His face was a mixture of surprise and sneering disgust as he looked down at me through cold eyes. I held the broom in both hands like a staff and stepped into what I hoped was a fighting stance. What are you doing here? Huh. He laughed with disdain, snorting at my weapon. You mean to fight me with that, huh? Your heritage hasn't blessed you with brains, I see. The only smart one here. His tone was mocking, but his eyes were like 2 chips of ice. They're so red to be ice. This was a dangerous man. What was I to do? I could hardly face him alone. Calm down, I haven't come here to fight. Not today, at least. I only want to know what, if anything, you have to do with Kodo. My father? I was staring at him, stunned by his statement. Father? You mean Kodo? If you're talking about Kodo Yukimura, then yes, he's my father. I see. At first he seemed surprised, but then he wore a malicious grin, as if he became privy to everything. Why are you asking me about my father? I lowered the broom, my situation temporarily forgotten. When Hijikata always showing up. Trying to sneak into the enemy camp alone, huh? Well, not on my watch. Hijikata! What are you doing out here in broad daylight? It's a little early to be picking up chicks, pal. Get away from her! Oh. Hesuke. Haruda, Hesuke! I heard you yelling. Sounded like you were up to something besides cleaning. You alright, Chizuru? Are you hurt? Yeah, don't worry about me, I'm fine. The Mibu wolves can only fight in a pack, eh? Ooh, fucking rude. Watch it. I could feel the tension rising by the second, but it was Kazuma who attempted to cut through it. If you want to play, then I'm happy to oblige. But I'm here today to take care of some business. More specifically, to issue a warning. Stop trying to turn humans into demons. What? Humans into demons? Was he talking about the water of life? You don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. What makes you think we're gonna listen to a sleazebag who attack a girl in broad daylight? But duh. Idiots. Are you too blind to see I'm doing you a favor? Well, they do say the smaller the dog, the louder the bark. And speaking of that, this is our turf. You better shut your trap before we gotta do it for you. Aww. He looked away from the captains, as if entirely uninterested in them, and flashed a cold gaze to me. Chizuru Yukimura. Kodo is with us now. Do you understand what that means? Your father has abandoned the shogunate. What? His mysterious smile gave me nothing in the way of an explanation. Why are you here? I suggest you think on that carefully. Bum bum bum. Then with a slow rippling motion, like a shadow sliding on ground, he turned his back and vanished. What was happening? What were demons? And why had they come after me? My father was with them? On their side? He must have meant... On their side, he must have meant. Did that mean he was working with imperialists? The inside of my head was a swirling mass of questions and doubts. But one thing that most concerned me was... Now, this is one we didn't do. So the demons, they're interested in me, my father, turning humans into demons. I mean, I've been looking for my dad this whole time. What had become of my father? Did my father really betray the Shogun? I thought he was working for the Shogun. And how was Kazuma so familiar with my father? The more I thought about it, the more I realized just how little I actually knew. Well, I mean... It's not a guarantee that all members of the Imperial Nationalist Party are like the men of the Choshu. Besides, we don't even know what that punk said is true. I mean, he could just be saying all of this to rattle you up a bit. That's right, Hesuke. He has a point. It would be dangerous to take his information at face value if you have no evidence for it. I suppose. We've got the watch looking for Kodo. I'm sure they'll find something soon. Thank you. I hadn't really expected any of them to be so nice to me. It was a pleasant surprise. The only reason they allowed me to stay was because I was my father's daughter. That hadn't changed. But yay! I'm so excited. Well, at least you know he's alive, right? That alone is good news. I'll let you know as soon as I find anything out, okay? Yay! So don't let it get to you, Chizuru. Of course, thank you. Yay! I'm so happy. Their words, Hesuke's especially, brightened my spirits a bit. From then on, Matsumoto visited the compound regularly to check up on the men of the Shinsengumi. Ever since Sanan had become the leader of the Furies, the group was named the Fury Corps. Still, I couldn't help but wonder, was it really all right to continue researching with the Furies? My heart was heavy with worry. Without him, the Shinsengumi would be nothing. We would simply cease to exist. If so, why? Oh, we would simply not exist. Now I'm part of them. Ooh, 1866, October. After the dust cleared, following the Hamaguri Rebellion, the shogunate set about cleaning house. The Choshu expedition was launched by the shogun once the Choshu domain were declared enemies of the court. Perhaps feeling they dodged a bullet, the Choshu domain fell silent for a time. Their obedience was short-lived, however, and long before their disrespect for the shogun became impossible to ignore. The order to investigate further, the shogun decided to send an envoy to the Choshu domain. Kondo was asked to accompany the envoy sent to the Choshu to investigate their behavior. However, the Choshu domain refused to even meet with the envoy. Fed up with their insubordination, the shogunate offered a second Choshu expedition. However, the war was a costly one, exhausting both the resources and the men from all over the domains, whose morale began to falter. To add to the fire, words of the shogun, Imochi's passing, shook all of Japan, and some domains even withdrew, which made the situation even more dire. The second Choshu expedition had ended in a surprisingly major loss for the shogun troops. October 1866. The pillar of the Tokugawa shogunate which stood strong for 260 years, was beginning to show signs of instability. Bum, 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 bum. But that doesn't mean we're not going to go out and have fun. That day, I was accompanying Saito on his rounds. It sure has been hot lately. I've gotten used to the city of Kyoto, but I just can't get used to this humid heat. Bugs indeed. Aw, Soup is here! Yay! Just in time to hear the cicadas. It's like they call you. Indeed. I always wondered. Even in midsummer, Saito always wore his full uniform. Wasn't he hot? Yeah, he is. He kept his vigilant guard up while observing the city of Kyoto. We can begin with this store and do our rounds. Wait here, Yukimura. There is nothing for you to do inside. Alright. He gave me a short nod of confirmation and stepped into the shop with his men. It's the Shinsengumi. There are rumors floating around about Ronin coming in and out of here, so I'll have to inspect your store. Oh yes, of course. I've been waiting for Saito and his division for a few minutes when I noticed a commotion nearby. Hey! Out of the way! You got a couple of patriots coming through here. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. A number of rather unpleasant-looking Ronin were making their way in my general direction, yelling, threatening, and intimidating anyone unfortunate enough to cross their path. Patriots? Hardly. Perhaps they considered themselves loyal to the imperial court. But they looked like the sort who would only use their supposed patriotism as an excuse to steal and kill. What? Hey, are you deaf? I told you to move. The Ronin tossed a poorly aimed kick at a child playing in the street. Whoa, what should I do? It seemed like the warriors were preoccupied with their own investigation in the store. Just as I was about to stop the Ronin. Desist, you hooligans! What's this? You think you can tell us what to do, lady? Ha! A woman wants to pick a fight with us. Well, perhaps it is you who should feel pathetic for being told by a woman to stop. Don't you know how much trouble you're causing the Kyoto civilians? You bitch. Bitch. The man's obviously short fuse had been lit. He made to grab for the girl and missed. I suspected his next attack wouldn't be as inaccurate. I couldn't let that happen. Wait! Yada yada! Yes, yes. Alright, so I'm gonna go protect this girl. She's like, what the fuck? And he's like, you're a scrawny boy. And I'm like, yeah, maybe I am, but you're still dumb and you should go away. We're gonna call each other bitches and draw our swords. What? Oh, that's cute. You can see just like the little tip of Saito's ponytail at the guy's, and his ear at the guy's neck. Anyway. Huh? Saito! Slowly, carefully, I opened my eyes. You needn't worry. I used the back of my sword. So smart. Most cheerful delivery from LisaLisa. Are you deaf? I told you to move. Saito! Ugh, you. Take them to headquarters. They may be Choshu. Right away, and they're gonna run. Saito's cold eyes fell on me. That was reckless. Why didn't you call me? What are you going to do if they actually hurt you gravely? Well, I'd heal just fine. Thanks for asking, Saito. I'm sorry, I wasn't thinking. How unusual for me. But I couldn't help myself. I mean, what if she were to get injured? The gentleman is right. You were dreadfully reckless. Everyone's mad at me. But we're gonna talk about it. Everyone's like, wow, you're so great. This is so strange. Let's be friends. Maybe. Yukimura? Uh-oh, she knows who I am. Maybe. Is she gonna tell me who she is? No, but it's nice to meet you. I'm Sen. I'm only gonna give you one name. She might work for a bathhouse with a no-face demon. Our encounter was strange, but Saito wasn't done telling me I was being dumb. Now we need to go because we're running behind schedule. Alright, we're gonna continue our rounds. Gonna go home. Ah, Kazue came back. He's making tea. Oh, so respectful. He's such a sweetheart. Oh, Risaburo. He brought his friend. And they're really bad at making tea, apparently. And they're very impressed the fact that I know that if you pour water into hot tea, it'll water it down. Maybe we should kiss Chasely in the moonlight. Ah, and Nagakota's gonna show up and take them all out and make them train. But Nagakota's crazy, so let's take it. Good luck. Ah, here is some parched barley tea, Kondo. Supposedly it lowers the body's temperature. Oh, now Kondo's gonna tell me about his deep, sad thoughts. And there's something wrong with Soji. He's sick. I'm not supposed to know this. He's got the consumption, y'all. Ah, Hijikata's gonna show up. Ah, there's a notice board. People been taking down the notices and catching fire to the board. The Choshu doesn't want things. Maybe we should send the Fury Court out after him. Yep. Those people. I felt a shiver snake down my spine as he spoke. Even after a year, I remembered with terrifying clarity what I'd seen when I'd first arrived in Kyoto. The Furies. They'd behaved as if possessed by evil spirits, their swords mercilessly hacking away at dead men. You mean like fake demons? Yeah. I mean, maybe this is the time to test them out. I thought back to what Hijikata had said. It was true Sanan had been acting strange, and the Fury Corps had been getting more violent. Because it's a bad idea. Rude. And obviously, everyone keeps coming to me and being like, don't be making demons. Making demons, water of life is stupid. Let's talk about the Furies. Bum, bum, bum. Just as Hijikata predicted, the Shinsengumi received an official request to guard the notice board at the Sanjo Ohashi Bridge. As it turned out, the vandals were 8 men from the Tosa domain. Harada and his division were well prepared and captured them when they attacked at the Kamo River. There we go. Harada was given a reward by the Aizu for his service and took the rest of the captains to Shimabara to celebrate. He took us to the red light district, y'all. I had remained at the temple to eat my dinner alone, but my heart felt like a lead weight in my chest, and it chased away any appetite I might have had. I didn't feel like going to the sexy district, apparently. Not when I'm too worried about the Furies. What's going to happen to the Shinsengumi and the Fury Corps? Speak of the devil, almost as if on cue. The door slid open and Sanan stepped through. Oh, hello, Sanan. Can I help you? Good evening. You didn't go to Shimabara with the others? Yes, I'm not that great with drinking parties, so... Ah, I see. Sanan nodded in understanding, and his eyes beamed with color as he gazed at me. The cold full moon was visible, and maybe it was because of the nighttime, but Sanan's eyes possessed a tint of danger. Sanan? So what do you think about the serum? The water of life, that is. What do you mean? Wouldn't you agree that the serum has had results beyond comprehension? After all, when my left arm was rendered useless, I looked to its properties for aid. And it seems all too clear to me now that it was fated for me to improve and perfect the serum. It's an unshakable truth. Sanan's words slithered creepily, and I couldn't bring myself to stop staring at the floor to hide from his line of sight. His expression was so unfamiliar and nefarious, almost as if he was being possessed by something. What is the matter? Why aren't you meeting me eye to eye? I'd expect you, of all people, to agree. You being the daughter of Kodo, who brought this divine creation onto us. Uh-oh, now it's a cult. It was obvious that Sanan was not acting as his usual self. Why aren't you saying anything? It would be very regrettable if you were one to share the opinion of Dr. Matsumoto, who wants to bring the experiments to a halt. I just remembered I have some chores. I need to be going, so I'll be... Just as I was on my way out... Hold on a minute. He roughly grabbed onto my wrists and yanked me. Ah! I don't think my wrists make that many noises. I pulled against his grip, but he was far too strong for me to overcome. Please stop! The horrible twitching madness in his eyes was too much for me, and I screamed. What are you grabbing her for, Sanan? That's not how you impress a lady. Okita would know. See, she's terrified. Oh, I got caught up in the moment. I lost control. I apologize. On the other side of his glasses, Sanan's eyes returned to normal. The glint of madness was gone. Happens when you get older, the creaking. While I felt relieved, Sanan had walked off as the others were walking in. As I watched him walk off, I looked back at Okita and the men. It's good to see you're back. You're a little earlier than I expected, though. I was expecting you guys to come home way later. Sano's gonna be drinking till morning if Shin has anything to say about it. I didn't think I could handle that much, so I left with this pair 6 of the muds. Aww. It's only the 3 of you then? What's the matter? Hijikata caught the eye of a lady at Sumi called Kimigiku. She sat next to him the whole night. Kimigiku? Oh yeah, she was a beauty. Come on, she wasn't that pretty. Was she that pretty? She totally was. Actually, I'm a little worried Sano might not have enough to pay for her. That's so? Meh. I'm not one to say if a broad is hot or not. Okita. Definitely not as pretty as Okita. One of Kyoto's Gegi. Huh. She was probably just as beautiful as Hesuke said. They must have made a beautiful couple, because Hijikata is, indeed, quite beautiful. I gazed down at myself, small, plain, and dressed like a boy. Suddenly I felt very sad. What if we kissed under your front toupee? Soup, please! My goodness! So rude. You know, do I make fun of the guys that you woo when you're playing your games? Maybe a little bit, but not nearly as much, I'll have you know. Thank you very much. Others small and plain dressed as boys like that. Is something wrong? You look unhappy. Oh, it's nothing. I imagine you're tired. Perhaps we should leave. You rest well, Yukimura. I will, thank you. Saito must have been looking out for me. As Hesuke began to leave my room, something brought him to an abrupt halt, and he turned to me. Leave Dorian's mustache out of this. Even you know he was more mustache than anything else. Uh-oh, Hesuke. Hey, do you get the feeling like Sanan had been acting a little more strangely lately? The two were silent, restrained by mixed emotions. Eventually... Well, hello, Blue! Come on in! Woohoo! Subscribing for 2 months. Well done. Much more mustache than man. He was a very fabulous man with one of those crazy, like, long, hooked mustache. Did a little bit of this going on. flaming mustache man, Dorian, I tell you. They both left the room. Even the captains, who were with the Shinsengumi since Edo, were beginning to grow suspicious of Sanan. I wonder what's going to happen from now on. No, not a handlebar. The curly one. Like from the movie Hook, the way Hook's mustache was, and it hooked up into a little hook. I'm saying hook a lot, but you know what I mean. Like, you know, a twitchy one. Skinny and wispy. But long and curly at the end, so he can twist it like this. Anyway, I wonder what's going to happen from now on. Yeah, Sanan's shady, y'all. A villain indeed. No, actually, he was a very good... I mean, he did believe in slavery, but that was a whole other story. Anyway, after that, the rest of the warriors who'd gone to Shimabara returned, and they told me in great detail about Sanjo, the Sanjo notice board incident. But out of everything I'd heard, there was one thing in particular that caught my attention. They told me that when Harada and his men had been attacked at the Shanjo Ohashi, one of them had seen someone who looked a lot like me. That is a handlebar mustache. I don't know, in my opinion, a handlebar mustache doesn't curve all the way back up again. It just sort of like bulls, like the horns, not of a bull, but like a yak. It comes up and out, and it's just like strongly out, like, you know, like handlebars. I don't know, maybe. Je ne sais pas. I don't have a mustache. I don't know enough about them. So I leave it in the hands of DM, who can grow a mustache better than myself, and other such people who enjoy growing out their mustaches in long manners and twisting them. Yes. This strange person had tried to impede the Shinsengumi and sided with the Vandals from the Tosha domain. I haven't left the temple, of course, and even if I had been at Sanjo Ohashi, I would never have tried to get in the way of the Shinsengumi. But if it wasn't me, then who? What could it mean? Maybe it's that bitch that everyone said looked like me. The news only fed the anxiety that had been slowly building within inside me. It's a waxed-up handlebar. Okay. 1867, January. Excuse me. You're thinking of handlebar sans wax. Not droopy, but thicker. Like a thick, sticking straight out. Like, you can wax it straight out. You don't have to wax it curling back in. Why are we arguing about mustaches? December 1866. I was sweeping a section of the compounds despite being nearly frozen to the bone. Well, that should do it. Thick, erect, strong. Pirate, yes. I wanted to help out as much as I could, but since they still refused to let me out without an escort, there wasn't a great deal that I could do. I'll keep focusing on this. That is quite fair. Okay. Still, I helped clean our home, and that felt good. Hopefully they'd like it too. Alright. Kondo's gonna tell me I did a good job cleaning. And those dead leaves, he's gonna help. Ah, roasted potatoes! Yay! I flushed with embarrassment. Kondo was a busy man, as management of the Shinsengumi was not easy. A man like that didn't have time for roasting potatoes. Everyone has time to roast potatoes because they're fucking delicious. Yukimura, just because he's bigger than you and a strong man, doesn't mean he doesn't have time to roast marshmallows or potatoes. Yep, he's been busy. That's true. He's meeting everybody. Hijikata came. Oh, he doesn't get to roast potatoes anymore. Hijikata came. They've chosen the next shogun. It's going to be Lord Yoshinobu Hitotsubashi. Hitotsubashi. That's a fun name. Anyhow, Dorian is old news. New playthrough, Cullen, and his ugly coat. Ah, I bet Cullen roasts good potatoes. You'll have to tell me all about him later. Hercule Pirate, the Belgian detective. I'm not familiar, Blue. That's hell of a euphemism. I bet he does roast a potato. Him? Huh. Piro. Oh! I'm dyslexic. I can read things. Thank you. Well, no one else probably gonna do it, so he should just buckle down and accept the position instead of making a fuss about it. Toshi! That's no way to speak. He's our new shogun. We're gonna complain. Only 20 days after Lord Yoshinobu had been officially inaugurated as the new shogun, the emperor suddenly passed away. Pronounced Pyro. I got the French now. VWLSR for chumps. I think... Anyway. You guys got me all crazy. Iemochi and was intended to be a symbol of imperial unification, but everyone on both sides was shocked by his death. He was succeeded by the imperial prince, a young boy of only 15 years. In the turmoil, the activities of the Choshu domain went uninvestigated. Speedrun. I know, I'm sorry. Okay, Japan was crazy. What is going on with our emperors? Sumimasen. 1867, January. I can't read your French. I'm too busy thinking in Japanese right now. End of December. That's the second time they've told us January and they talked about December. As we face the end of the year, we all began preparing ourselves for the end of year major cleaning of the compounds. One morning, my breath made small white clouds in my room as I dressed, and I shivered the whole time. It seems especially cold today. I can't even speak English. I mean, the temple's always pretty cold, but today seems different. If it's this cold, there might be a few warriors that could catch cold. I rubbed my hands together and blew on them in an attempt to warm my frozen fingers. Ooh, footsteps. Then I heard someone outside my door, and when they spoke, it was with such energy that for a moment I forgot the cold completely. Ah! Chizuru! Chizuru, are you awake? For you, I am. I recognize that voice. Hesuke! Now see, Hesuke with his cute little shoulders out. It is too cold for that shit. Little boy, put some clothes on. I swear. Good morning, Hesuke. Why are you so excited? Did something happen? Oh man, it's nuts. Come on, you have to see this. We haven't seen this part before. What? Just come here, it's outside. He grabbed my hand and I stumbled after him. Oh, fuck, that was white. The light was bright and the air was cold, and my eyes snapped shut against both instinctively. See? Isn't it pretty, Chizuru? I slowly opened them again. Ugh. He is showing me the snow. My fingies. Oh, wow. Right? It's amazing. It wasn't snowing last night. You're right, this is incredible. How could this much snow fall in one night? It was the same temple courtyard I'd grown used to seeing every day, but now it looked like an entirely different world. Oh, yay! We got enough butterflies with just Hesuke that he's taking me out on a cute little moment. We didn't get this last time. Yay! Amidst the snow were a few other familiar things. Good morning. Wow, that's not very nice, calling Harada and Nagakura things. Hey there you are, Chizuru. Sure is a lot of it, right? My hands are freezing, though. Well, you know what they say, cold hands, warm heart. My mom says that a lot. It's actually the sweetest thing in the world. Although it's not like the ladies even know what this guy's hands are like. For one, Nagakura, you don't gotta be telling everybody that Harada doesn't get anything. Nagakura jerked his head at Hesuke with a grin! He's already held my hand. Fuck off, Nagakura. That's just because I'm a gentleman. Besides, Shin, you're practically half naked. Put clothes on. You're one to talk, Hesuke. Don't forget it, kid. He wouldn't know discretion if it bit him in the ass. Besides, he just never gets sick. Look at those familiar things. Still, I feel cold just looking at him. Can't you, like, put on a jacket or something? Same, Heisuke. And deny the world all of this? Just because it's cold? That hardly seems fair. Besides, look at Sano. How's he any different? Right? Back me up here, Chizuru. I tried to laugh it off. That wasn't an argument I wanted to be part of. Look at him, constitution like a turnip. To be honest, though, none of them were dressed for the weather. Although, looking at them didn't make me feel cold, per se. Giggle. Anyway, look at all this snow. There's so much. Right? Don't you just want to go play in it? Oh, kawaii desho. Well, I don't think we have enough snow to make a fort. Do you want to make snow bunnies? That's a euphemism if I ever heard one. Haha, see? Nagakura knows too. Whoa, no way, Chizuru. That's kid stuff. We're men. Looks bad if we play kids games, you know? I don't know about that, but I know I'd probably die laughing if I saw Shinpachi make a snow bunny. Then what should we do? Make snow rabbits. Yes. Isn't that obvious? Oh, he's so happy. I love snow too. Almost in unison, they bent down, began to dig in the snow, and whoa, snowball fight! Exactly. We already made teams before I went and got you. You're with me, Chizuru. I know he's a pretty weak excuse for a partner, but that's the luck of the draw. Sorry, kid. Hey, you just watch. As long as I'm here, you guys won't get a single hit on her. Just leave it to me, Chizuru. I'll protect you. Oh, kawaii. They looked excited to begin, but if I leave my room to go play, Hijikata's gonna get mad. No. This isn't playing, Chizuru. This is training. What? See, you gotta dodge the snowballs, and that trains your reflexes and hand-eye coordination. Doesn't that sound convincing? It had, and right until he asked it. Huh. Come on, he's not gonna get mad over this. I promise, it'll be fun. Okay, I guess for a few minutes it couldn't hurt. After all, it wasn't every day snow fell this thick. So I want to make the best of it. I dug my hands into the snow and started to pack some projectiles of my own. Before long... Oh, so cute! I felt a snowball fly through the air near me, barely grazing my arm. Hey, I wasn't ready! I picked up one of mine and threw it back, but I was no match for them. For each snowball I threw, they returned 5 or 6, and every single one was aimed at Heisuke. Oh! My baby! Ah! Are you hurt? Just my pride. I'm fine. Aww. Hey guys, how come you're always throwing them at me? Heisuke, you're supposed to be protecting me. Headshot. Live fire exercise. Oh, really? So you're saying we should try to hit her instead? Well, we wouldn't want to hurt your feelings. Sorry, Chizuru. I didn't think he was that heartless. Hey, no, hold on. Don't do that. I don't think a couple of snowballs are really going to hurt me. No, I couldn't live with myself. Alright, I'll take back my complaint. Hit me with everything you've got. Your arm's so weak I couldn't feel it when you hit me in the beginning. Ah! You put rocks in these, didn't you? Hey, that's a serious accusation. Although given how hard Shin packs them, I guess they'd probably be kind of rocks, huh? Gosh, you don't have to take it so seriously. Aww. Look at them go. Wow, we went a whole hour and a half before connection hiccups. Oh no. Am I still here?
You are. You're
I know, but like, there we go. Are you back?
you're back, but it's gonna be a second.
Okay. So, apparently I was frozen for a minute. Basically the boys are playing and it's cute and they...
I gotta drop again.
Oh. Wow. Oh good, thought it was my internet. Nope, apparently it's just us. Oh no, we never hit record!
Are you fucking kidding me? Are you serious?
I'm not. I'm serious. We never hit. I'll start recording right now. This is the good stuff anyway, right? We can still pull it down. We can download it. It's fine. Shit. Sumimasen. Am I back? This is a fun little. Aww. Was finally getting somewhere. Yes, yes. If I just keep wiggling like this. Just keep wiggling.